And welcome, Beta Gang, to Beta Memoirs. And today has been an interesting day to say the least. But in this video, we're going to give you some news highlights real quick, and then I'll let you guys know what positions I took today. I will also let you guys in on the position I added today as well. So remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you would be so kind to hit that like button before we get started. So if you want to drop your watch list down below so I know what you're looking at, you know what I'm looking at, we are knowing what we're dealing with tomorrow, that would be fantastic. So let's go ahead and hit on the news. We all know the stimulus bill has been approved for the $600. As far as the $200, original reports came out that Mitch McConnell blocked the $2,000 stimulus checks, but has since, I guess, is up for debate now and looking for a counter offer. Although this just seems like a ploy, I don't think anything will actually get done until the new president-elect Biden comes into office. So with that being said, there was a dip on that initial report saying that he essentially blocked the $2,000 stimulus check. So there was a little bit of a pullback today. I'm, again, not expecting a lot of big moves here. I think it's already being conditioned into the market with stimulus talks. Everybody's used to what's going on. So we are not seeing huge dips anymore. We're just seeing these small couple point move downs, and then we kind of stabilized. And right now we're kind of at a good support for the most part. So with that being said, I'll kind of talk about the positions I got today. I took 2 new positions today, which I'll pull up the charts here in a second, and I'll start going over everything. I'll actually blow it up full screen as well so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I took 2 positions today, and then I also added on to 1 position myself today. And then at the end of the video, we'll see what we're looking at tomorrow. So being said, let's go ahead and pull up the charts. Wabam. All right. The charts. This is what we got today. So the VIX in itself, I mean, it's looking, there's nothing really surprising here, to be honest. I think the only real reason we're selling off, it's end of year. So there's rotation going on. Everybody's, trying to do end of year, take profits and all that tax jazz and all that fun stuff. So end of year, it's expected. I wasn't really expecting to get a lot out of this week. I've been kind of just really being patient and actually trying to buy on these dips, to be honest. These dips have been coming down. And I think that's all it is just a dip. Getting new positions for the new year is ultimately what I feel is happening here. But being said, I wouldn't be surprised if we do tend to sell off a little bit. I don't see us, crashing again anytime soon. I did talk about this last night. I think that we will run, especially we do have a stimulus check approved. It may not be the $2,000, but it is still approved. So I do expect us to do some running and some the economy is essentially going to still be stimulated. So either way, it's just not going to be as big of a stimulation, although I talked about this yesterday as well, but Biden also said that he would provide a 3rd stimulus check as well. So we're gonna get some more running. I think right now we're just kind of cooling off and waiting for the new year. So I think right now is just more of trying to get good position before into next year. Again, I don't really expect a lot of big moves. Again, unless there's a black swan. Black swans like to come from left field, out of anywhere. So just be wary of that. Being said, we're going to hit on Tesla because Tesla is going to be like the #1 stock we look at here. And it's obviously one of my #1s on my watch list here. But today, again, a lot of sideways movement. I'm expecting this might actually run all the way to the trend line, which gives it 2 more days. So that would be about right into the new year. And then we'll probably see that move up. Again, I'm still holding shares in this. I'll actually go over my shares positions as well. To kind of see where I'm at with those. I don't have many. I only have, actually I took a couple the other day, but we can go over those later on. With that being said, today I took 2 new positions. EVGN, I'm sure everybody's heard about this stock. I was kind of late to the train on this one. I know people were talking about this way back at the 350 mark and everything. But with that being said, I think there's a lot of potential here. If you are looking for a quick buck, maybe not so much. I mean, right now it looks like a big bear flag, to be honest. But I did take a position in this today after this big sell-off right here. I did take a 5. I hit it at 5. I took a small position at 5, and then I took another position I tried to grab it at 450, but it just missed it, and then it actually popped at a zone fast. So I grabbed it at 460. As I was able to grab it today. So I got 2 positions into this EVGN, and I really like this company. I'm actually going to leave the investor link down in the description below, because this company, dealing with agriculture, if I can say that correctly. Let me pop this up here. Let's see here. Is a leading computational biological company targeting to revolutionize life science product development. So it's targeting life science is a huge one. If you are in any kind of growth stock, therapeutics and everything, genomics, which is actually one of the next stocks I got, or ETFs, I should actually say, but that is going to be the next big thing. So I have taken positions in this before. It does take a lot of work, because I don't like to mess with therapeutics and stuff, only because one bad news article and a lot of these can crash. With that being said, I've also been talking about Tdoc, which is also the one of the ones today, which I did add on today as well, and that's the other one I was going to talk about. But let me talk about the other position I have. So the EVGN is one I did take a position on today. If it comes down, I'll probably add more, actually. I'm actually hoping it comes down to this 363 mark. I mean, there's some other support levels here, but I think there's a stronger one down here at 362. If it does get that far, I wouldn't actually be surprised if we see a head and shoulders here, to be honest, and it might actually wave goodbye and tear up. But I really do like the stock. Kind of, again, sad that I didn't take an earlier position when I had originally seen this ticker pop up before. I didn't look too much into it, and I actually started looking at it later yesterday evening and then into today. And so I do love this. I'll actually, again, leave the information down there if you want to look and do your own due diligence on this particular ticker. I do really like this ticker, so I'll be holding this. Again, I have 3 penny stocks. This one, Planet 13, and the Very Good Butcher Company are the 3 spec stocks that I have that I think have really good potential. And it's not only they have great numbers, but and great growth potential, but I really just see them as I believe in the companies. For myself, I see the trend in meatless products, and then I see the MJ space blowing up as well. So just trying to get early positions on those. I'm not in them super heavy. Once I actually start making some real moves, I'll probably double down on that once I start seeing the trend really pop up. So right now, there's just kind of initial positions. They're big enough that if it explodes, I can make something out of it. But again, we'll see. So I took that one today. The other one I took is, here, let me see here. The ARK Invest, the Genomics ETF. I took one here today. I've been waiting for this to come down, and it really dumped today. I didn't grab it in the zone. I wish I would have. I think I had an alarm, but I had multiple alarms go on this dump, so I didn't quite catch this on the bottom. I did catch it at, I ended up grabbing it. I think I grabbed it at 94. because I just wanted to get initial position in this. Again, I want to build a bigger position on this. This will be a longer swing. Obviously, I'm just trying to get an initial position on this, but if it comes down again, I'll definitely, especially this particular zone here, I think it's a good support. We got some solid support here, so if it comes down, dip in again, I'll grab it, possibly even write it up to the 110, and then see how it acts there. May pull a stop right underneath there, and then just try to play this. I'll play this range here, but I do like this stock. If you're looking to invest or for longer swings, I definitely like this. So if it ends up playing this range for a while, I might just continue to add every time it dips back down into the zone. But we'll have to see. I'll play that by ear. I'll give you guys updates on that one, but I do like that one. If you're looking for a long-term investment, definitely this one. And the reason I say this ETF is because, again, to stay on that, the whole therapeutics and stuff is hard, again, to handle because one, again, news article can tank a lot of these things. So if you have an ETF, at least it's, you can kind of buffer the blows a little bit if you get one of these. And I love ARK Invest. I mean, they do a fantastic job. So that's why I follow all their stuff. A lot of people are aware of ARK Invest. So again, I do like this ETF. So that was the other one I took today. And then I did add on to Tdoc, which is also, it's also in the index of ARK Invest, the genomics. But it's more based off of, let me see here. It's based off of the virtual health provider, which is something I like and something I'm more interested in. Again, I've played this one a couple different times and it hit a good support here. I can't remember what my initial position was 200. I added a little bit more here today. It hung out of the zone, and I grabbed it. I think it was a 197 here today. So again, this base, I'm hoping this base holds here. If it dips below there, I'll add. I think it's at. I mean, we get the second real strong supports at 191, so I'd buy more there at 191, and then just ride it back up because I think this one's really going to rip especially this next year with everything going on with the virus stuff. So yeah, that was the other one I did add on today, and then let's just go back into the regular charts and see. What we got, kind of go over everything. Everything's kind of in a bad position. There's some that are just going to sell off. I would say a good majority of them, but there's ones to keep an eye on. Like I said, Tesla, since we all love Tesla, Tesla is holding strong right here. This is why I think the next 2 days we're just going to run until we hit that trend line. This trend line, as you can see, I had it drawn there better. I think I actually drew this on the daily. That's probably why it's off a little bit. But yeah, it lines up perfectly, right? I think 2 more days, we're going to trade sideways or trade this range, I think is where we're going to go. And then when we hit this come Thursday, I think at that point, I would say we would probably come in pretty flat, to be honest. Might see a spike, and then I think towards the end of the day on Thursday, I wouldn't be surprised if this starts to shoot up and then try to possibly even break this 677 on this top zone up here, and then possibly even gap up over the weekend, unless something crazy goes on. I think there's just so much stimulus money going in there, and then with the reassurance of a third stimulus check, I think we're going to see a lot more running before we see any kind of correction. Right now, it's just, again, people taking profit, end of year profit stuff. It's expected end of year. But that's what I'm seeing on that. Airbnb, I'm still on my leap in this guy. It bounced around a lot, but it's holding well here. and then actually pushed up towards end of day, back over this 151. It really needs to break this tomorrow. I'm hoping it breaks over this tomorrow. Again, I'm in the leap, so I'm okay. I'm not really worried about it. If it sinks down a little bit, not too worried about it. But again, as soon as I think we're just selling, especially all the California news and stuff coming out. I think this is that's really what caused this sell-off yesterday, was the lockdown news. I don't really see why we're locking down. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I mean, we have a vaccine. I understand we're trying to get things under control, but ultimately, and with stimulus and everything, that's my biggest thing. That's why I buy. That's why I like Airbnb, and I think it's really going to explode because we have all the stimulus money. People are locked down. People are locked away. As soon as the floodgates open, you know, these things are going to be packed for months. People are going to go on long vacations. People aren't going to want to come back. This also goes with the cruise lines and all those. I know that's what people are expecting there. But I know Airbnb is going to be a big one at that point. And so I'm just trying to wait for that. That's why I'm not too worried about if it floats or hovers around this particular range. And again, might layer on the way down if it goes down a little bit further. Again, it is an IPO. Just came out, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So just be careful with this. Again, none of this is financial advice. So it is your own money, and be well aware of that. You can lose money, so also be aware of that. Because it is the stock market, and it will take your money. Apple banged right up against that resistance. I almost took some puts here today. It slammed right up against the ceiling. I think there was also some news. It's funny because some news came out right when it slammed against this top zone, this all-time high right here. And so it just started selling off. I almost took it, but I don't really like to play puts too much unless we get a March sell-off like last year, which is rare and far in between. I highly don't see that happening for another decade or so, if not more, or maybe even a lifetime. Nonetheless, Facebook, where was I at today? I didn't play Facebook at all. Everything was selling off, but Facebook actually held, but now it's starting to sell off. So if I even look at Facebook, it wouldn't be until I got back down to this 266 level again. I don't see that really happening though. I did get that good news, so it kind of popped up there. But Tdoc, like I said, it took another position here. It's already looking like it's starting to curl back up, so that looks like a good sign. Again, just in shares on this one. NVIDIA, I looked at today. I didn't take a position on NVIDIA. I did tag that at the top of my zone here, but I didn't take anything today. I did end up actually playing AMD today. I took a little scalp out of that. It was a pop and then it dropped, so I got out at the pop. I don't recommend, if you're not if you're not a day trader, I would not recommend scalping. I take scalps if the opportunity is really there. Otherwise, I try to be patient and let these moves play out and hit zones and watch price action. So if all that sounds foreign to you, do not take scalps. I can do videos on that stuff as well. If you guys are interested in me doing videos like that, also please leave a comment down below and I can do videos like that as well. I might do some like market mindset videos and stuff like that, just for the newbies, if you guys would like that as well. Cost, I almost took this today. I was watching this. It came down here and I was actually taking a position here, but I did not. It's like I stated yesterday. I don't know. I got something against cost. I don't know why. A lot of people make some good money off this thing, and it was sitting perfectly yesterday, and actually everything turning up. All the EMAs are starting to turn up, so I would expect to come right back into the zone tomorrow, pop that 371, and then make a run 378. I could see that tomorrow, possibly. Cost might be a good one. BYND, again, the news about the whole meatless thing, it's kind of just ridiculous, and you're going to get that little excess bleeding over. This I'm not really worried about. Again, my demand zone is down here at 122 is a solid one. This zone is always solid for the most part for BYND. Ever since after the March sell-off, I mean, even before then, like that I think it used to be like 110 at that point, so it was a little bit lower. But now that it's had so much good promotion and everything, it's been kind of holding that 120 pretty strongly. So I'm still holding that. I did add a little bit more here today. I think I added just a couple shares. I added a little bit more on this zone because it looked like it was starting to pop up. Added a little bit here. It looked like it was going to start running, then it dropped again. So again, if it comes back down, I might add a little bit more in here just to average down on this and then wait for the pop. I like BYND. I'm going to hold it until it pops. Again, with earnings and everything coming around the corner, try to get a head start on some of these things. So I think BYND with Thanksgiving and all that stuff and all the holidays and stuff, I think we're really going to see a nice pop and attempt to run to 200 again. I think is possible. I'm not saying it will. Anything is possible. It could always go to zero as well. But being said, CRM, it's almost in the zone. It's almost in the buy zone. It's getting pretty close. It's been a pretty strong support here. So again, looking, it could even get down to that 118 mark. That's probably actually a better zone, to be honest. Remove this guy. So if it hits that 219.50, I think would be a good time to enter CRM. I might actually take a leap when it comes down to this point again. Go for a 230 leap. With the current market conditions, I like to take leaps a lot better. They, like I said, they hold well. They don't get that premium burn on them. It's bad. Amazon is Amazon. I didn't play it. I did see it down in the zone here when it touched. I almost grabbed it here when it first came out the gate. I watched it, but it didn't. Amazon is too iffy for me. I don't like playing Amazon too much. Snow is almost back down to that zone. That was it 290? Snow is almost back down to that. That may be worth a leap there too. I haven't played any leaps on this. I have played a couple weeklies on this, but I haven't played any leaps. This stock is also a very expensive stock, so I haven't really messed with it too much. Pins, I debated. I almost took this today when it was coming down here. When everything was touching down, I almost took another position. I'm waiting for it to pull down a little bit more. It looks like it's probably going to gap up, to be honest. A very good meat company. This is one of the ones I do have stock in. It looks like it's holding the zone really well here. This, what is this? The 236. 236 to 207-ish. But it's holding the zone really well. As long as it stays in this range, if you're interested in swinging this or holding this for the long term, I am holding this for the long term. I've been in since a very good butcher company. I've been in since 325, I think. So Planet 13, I've been in way down here. I bought shares down at 2 something. I was buying shares down here. And then I added more shares when it hit down here at the 305 mark or something like that. So I have quite a bit of shares already. Looks like it's getting ready to hit that 200, but it's playing at this range nicely right here. I should remove this here. It's nothing, just a speed bump. But it's playing this range nicely. So Planet 13, maybe 522. Again, I'm in commons in all these three now. I got the very good company, Planet 13 and EVGN. Again, I like this one. This could be more of a long-term. These spec stocks, again, I like if they're good and I can like foresee it like really happening. If I really buy into these companies. So for me, if I see trends And like when BYND came out, like that was the first plant-based meat. And I had seen that trend. Sadly, I didn't take a position, but I knew it was going to pop because I knew it was the only one. I had done the research on that one. Upset with myself that I didn't take an initial position on that because I don't really like to buy IPOs at the gate. It's not my play typically, although Airbnb has been different. I think there's a lot more potential there, but anyways, but these particular spec stocks, I think they have a lot of potential. I mean, they're very good. Butcher and Planet 13 have a lot on themselves, but EVGN, I really like this company as well, especially without, if I can say the word, agriculture, and the food shortage that we went through this whole pandemic. And the issues we're having has been really exposed. So I can see this really exploding, and also why ARK Invest. The reason I like to see ARK Invest get into the stocks that I get into is because it's like almost a confirmation that somebody else has seen it and it's not just me. So that's why I like EVGN as well. And I'll be adding to this one and holding and seeing where I'm at. But I think this one can really explode here as well. But again, these are all specs. Just be aware that these can all go to zero quicker than Tesla or any of those other ones can. I mean, they can all go to zero essentially. So just be aware of that. Don't whole account these things and expect them to run. Lemonade, I should have took it 102 mark. I didn't realize it actually went down that low. It didn't hit my trigger either. So I probably would have got it back in Lemonade here. I didn't really see much else. Again, I played AMD today. I actually caught this today on the spike, which is the 1 hour. I caught this on the bottom Bollinger Band. I normally trade on my mobile. I do my charting on the desktop, but like when I trade on my mobile. And this was actually on the bottom band, and it was holding well actually. As you can see, there is a resistance line there, although I do not have it drawn. It held it and it popped back up, and so I was able to scalp this for a little bit here today. And then good thing it was just a quick in and out because it dropped. Chips are looking like we can pull back. If I even attempt to do this again with AMD, would probably have to hit that 88 zone here. Sorry, I was looking at something else. SQL. I don't know why I said SQL. Square here. Square is a good one too. I can see. Ultimately, for me in Square, it really needs to come down to like 200. That's just my opinion. Like, I want to see it down in this zone before I even think about getting in Square. If it's the 200, close to that 200 mark, a lot of times it'll hit in these zones, and then it will, as soon as it hits it, I mean, you have to be ready to go, because sometimes that price action, you'll just get a quick wick out of it, and then it'll take off again. So like I said yesterday, if you watched my video yesterday, a lot of times you initially, when it hits these zones, you might get a quick pop like this, and then it'll come back down. So like if I typically scalp, I'll watch these zones, and it hits that zone, and I'll scalp it, and I'll get out, and then I'll take a heavier position once it hits that second zone, the second support, because you get bigger pops out of there, and a lot of times you get a reversal out of that second one. So that's what I'm looking for there. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot of these other ones. I've gone through my whole list, and a lot of the other ones are just really junk. Again, I mean, it's the end of year. Everything's kind of, I mean, SPY is kind of just taking a rest, to be honest. That's all that is. I mean, it's not low or high or anything yet. It was still up there. So I think we're just taking a rest. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down to here to the, possibly even to this zone tomorrow, which is 369. It's already starting to pop. if Mitch McConnell comes out and says that he agrees on a deal or something tonight, then yeah, that blows everything out of the water, what I was just saying. But I can see us coming down to the 369 level and then possibly pushing back up. Yeah, I can see us tomorrow hitting down here a little bit, holding this, playing this range here, and then possibly even have a little slow mover sideways action here into Friday, and then maybe even a little pop at the end of the day. As long as nothing crazy is going on. I don't think anything crazy is going on. I know BABA is getting slammed. I know Netflix had one heck of a tear today. I wasn't even watching Netflix. I don't typically like trading Netflix either because it has a lot of these crazy wick plays. It'll open up and slam down and then slam back up real fast. So got to be on your toes with this guy. Yeah, but it had this nice move here today. But that's pretty much what I got. So remember, drop your watch list down below. Comment down below if you want to see any particular videos as far as introduction to stock market or anything like that, any beginner stuff. Also, if you got any tickers or stuff, investments or something you want me to look at, I can give you my base knowledge or whatever. I can also add that. So thank you guys. And until next time, I will see you guys later.